Good morning, Man Hour Nation. It is your boy, Buck Nasty, at Man Hour _ Buck on the old Facebook page and YouTube page as well. Week NFL 9 season was a doozy. We got a lot of upsets. We got a lot of, this team is the real deal. We got a lot of bit of, maybe they're not as good as we thought they were. There's a lot of things happening. Las Vegas Raiders find a win. What? But first. And now, Mike's thoughts. The Las Vegas Raiders, guys, last night found possibly a good coach. They found a coach by the name of Antonio Pierce. Coach Pierce, former linebacker for the New York Football Giants, I do believe was the linebacker coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, was been put in as interim head coach, and bada bing, bada boom, they're out there smoking cigars. They're out there doing victory laps. They're out there having a grand old time. But I got to sit back and I start to wondering here. Wasn't it about this time last season when Jeff Saturday was put as interim head coach for the Indianapolis Colts? He was a former player for the Indianapolis Colts, and he was offering his services as some type of assistant up there, right? Like watching film, doing a little bit of scouting, doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of that. But since he wasn't on the actual coaching staff, people went out after his neck. Oh, he doesn't have the credentials to do this. He doesn't have the credentials to do this, and this. I thought he did a halfway decent job. Granted, obviously, I think Steichen is a little bit better head coach than he is, obviously. But what is the difference between Jeff Saturday and Antonio Pierce? What is the difference between these two players, these two coaches, these two intern head coaches? They both have playing experience. Antonio Pierce was a active coach on the roster. Jeff Saturday was a acting scout or analyst, or he was still active on the coaching staff and team in general. Do you guys want to know what the big difference is? Antonio Pierce is black, Jeff Saturday is white. That's what it comes down to. People are upset because Jeff Saturday got hired by Jim Irsay, a racist, air quotes there, a racist, and they didn't do their due diligence. But Antonio Pierce gets hired on by the Raiders, which they didn't do their due diligence, air quote there, but nothing is said about it. I'm just saying. What is the big deal, guys? What is the big deal that Antonio Pierce got a coaching opportunity? There is none, apparently. What was the big deal about Jeff Saturday getting a coaching opportunity? Oh, he was white and you didn't do the Rooney Rule stuff. Yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, if I am an owner of an NFL team, if I am a player, coach in general, I don't care if you're black, white, purple, green, or gray. I don't care what color you are, as long as you are going to put me in the best position to earn me some money and win me some damn football games. That's all it comes down to. So all these people that they're upset about Jeff Saturday, he put the Colts in an excellent position to win a lot of games last season. They didn't come through, obviously. But Antonio Pierce putting the Raiders in the position to win. It is what it is. Cue that intro.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. Why I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches, won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live, all 3 speakers go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation. Michael Buckasher here with the Man Hour. Shoot over at manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page, guys. Check out the blog section as well. And click on the listen tab as well. If you're going to miss any part of the show whatsoever, the listen tab is right there waiting for you guys to click on it and enjoy some podcast form on iHeartRadio, Spotify, of course, iTunes, or head over to manhourradio.com. Click on the listen tab, bada bing, bada boom. It is right there. We got Jim Powell in the chat. He says, what is up, sicko? What is up, Jim? What is up? What is up? What is up? Man, yesterday was the first day that I felt any signs of life for the last, 5 days. And then I started the show. I felt my voice started to crackle. I got this sore throat spray. It's supposed to sore throat and mouth irritation. I got some Mucinex spray that I'm still using. What's up, man? I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. AP coaches Andy Reid's out of the water. Antonio Pierce coaches Andy Reid out of the water. See, this is the difference, guys. Andy Reid is a head coach. Andy Reid puts the people around him to where he doesn't have to use his abilities on Sundays, right? A wise man once told me, a very wise man, a guy that I very much respect and try to mock my coaching abilities after him each and every time I step on the football field, is you coach Saturday through Thursday. Friday night, you just let the kids go out there and do their thing. You know, if it's halftime adjustments, you do that, right? If it's play adjustments, you do that. But there is no fundamental coaching aspect on Friday nights at all. All your coaching is done between Monday and Thursday. Sorry about that, guys. I am still a little sick. I thought I muted it, but apparently I did not. Sorry about that. But yeah, all your coaching is done between the week. Game day, it doesn't matter. So AP can try to coach out Andy Reid all he wants, but true coaching is done behind the scenes. Jim also says someone has to be the intern. There isn't a diligent if you fire somebody, if you fire your head coach on the spot, then you pick up from the best of the litter and you roll on. That is true. That is 100% true. If you make big changes to your organization, to your team on a Monday, and Wednesday you have practice, that Monday afternoon, Tuesday, you better be finding a guy right then and there. And so that is why I didn't understand why people were so upset with Jim Irsay last season when they got Jeff Saturday. He was already in the building. He was already in Jim Irsay's office. He was already scouting and doing film study and all that stuff. So he was already a part of the team. So it wasn't like it was a big deal. But people don't understand that there are a lot of working intertwinings of a NFL team, right? There are a lot of ex-players always hanging around the organization, helping out where they can, just so they can feel a part of the system still. So, for example, the 49ers have freaking Ronnie Lott hanging around the system still, just to make him feel. I don't know. It's just when you put your body on the line for so long for somebody, you are willing to give your time to help them succeed and be better. Hoffy asks the question: Did the Raiders find their guy in Antonio Pierce? Did the Raiders find their guy Antonio Pierce? No, they did not. No, they did not. It is always a hoopra, or whatever you want to call it. Whenever the first game of the season, right? Whenever that certain time when you get a new head coach, the players want to play for that head coach. The players want to dig deep and really grind and grunge out for that one guy. We saw it last year with the 49ers when they sat Jimmy G and they put in not Jimmy G. They sat Derek Carr. Who did they bring in? Can't remember the quarterback that they brought in. Was it Hoyer? I don't even remember at this point. But they went toe to toe with the 49ers. The mighty 49ers last season, they went toe to toe with them. And then all of a sudden they're like, maybe we're not that good. This is just a one game fluke. Sorry, Jim. Sorry, John. Sorry, whoever else is Annabelle. Sorry, you guys. Raiders are just not that good this season. And by them sitting Jimmy G and starting AOC, I mean he looked good, right? New head coach, new quarterback, new system. Yeah, whatever. I believe in that theory. What theory are you talking about, Jim? Arthur Brown is in the chat as well. He says, congratulations on your win against us. You'll see us again. As you guys know, Arthur Brown is a Miami Dolphins fan. I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan through and through. I do root for other teams, the Cowboys, etc. Right? But that was a game that Arthur and I had circled on the docket. Back in when did the home away games come out? Like April or May? We circled that game and we're like, hey, we are going to go to that game. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a couple beers. And then like a few months later, like, oh, by the way, the game's in Germany. We're like, what? But yes, it was a great game. Tale of two halves in that game, right? Kansas City Chiefs come out firing on all cylinders in the first half. Forgot to show up in the second half. Miami Dolphins kind of stalled in the first half. Come out in the second half, they were firing, not quite on all cylinders. It seemed like something was just a bit off with the Miami Dolphins all game long. I don't know if it was the travel. I don't know if it was just the defensive scheme. Something with the Miami Dolphins just seemed a tad bit off versus the Kansas City Chiefs all game long. And there are certain times in games when you just like sit back and you're like, man, no matter what happens, my team can like win this game, right? At no point in that game, I felt like the Miami Dolphins were going to come back. Now, that is not a dish to the Miami Dolphins. That's not a dish to Arthur Brown. That is not a dish to any Miami Dolphins fan out there. It's just, for whatever reason, the Miami Dolphins just didn't have it in that game. Now, if this game was played at Arrowhead, if this game was played at Hard Rock Cafe Field, right? Hell, a neutral site, this would have been a totally different game, I think. It would have been jet lag. It would have been not raining and all that crap. The field just looked really, really sloppy to me. But it is what it is. Chiefs did come out on like on top. And Arthur Brown, I got a T-shirt for you coming in the mail, man. It is going to be an Arrowhead and said, I'm your dad. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. How about them Jills, Arthur? How about them Jills? Oh, good Lord. The Raiders, the new team. Yeah, so let's talk about this, guys. The Las Vegas Raiders were out there smoking cigars after the locker room after one win. Do you think this was like Antonio Pierce saying, out with the old, in with the new? Kind of like, hey, the boss is out of town. No more stingy ways. Let's come back here and play loosey-goosey, whatever goes. Let's go and smoke in the locker room. It'll be a good time. That's kind of how I took that. I took that as the ultimate smack in the face to Josh McDaniels. I took that as the ultimate smack in the face of the Bill Belichick era, or the Bill Belichick, what's the word that I'm looking for here? The Bill Belichick way, right? That's kind of how I felt it is. Like because let's just be honest, the Raiders were kind of like that tight hair bun thing, put the cap all over it like a little house on the prairie action, and they're going to, hey, nothing's going to come in. We need to be straight arrow. We need to be straight stingy. But our daddy just died. Now I'm going to let our hair out. We're going to be little sluts and do all this. So that's kind of what I took that as. Anybody else smell haterade? I don't smell haterade. I mean, I can't smell anything right now. My voice is starting to crackle again. My nose is all like, wah, 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 wah. But no. I'm just saying. The Raiders are still the Raiders. They still suck. Is the intern record 100%? It is. It is. Didn't I use that same reasoning with Taysom Bagent and Combs? Like, oh, it's just one game. Can I pull a BC Combs? Oh, it's just one game. It's just one game. And then also in the comment section, like I seen, but it was just the Giants. You guys just beat the Giants. And I come back and I said, you know what? You can only use that excuse when the Dallas Cowboys playing the Giants. If the Raiders play the Giants, it's a good big win. But no, guys, I'm not trying to sound like a hater or anything like that, Jim and John. I'm just trying to keep it real, trying to keep it 100. And the simple fact of the matter is that the Raiders are still the Raiders. Adrian O'Connell, I don't think, is the future of the Las Vegas Raiders. I got stats here for him. Yes, he did have zero turnovers and 0 sacks on Sunday versus the Giants. Much improved, right? But we need to slow it down a little bit. We just need to slow it down, baby. And with that being said, let's look at the Raiders' schedule moving forward. Okay. I'm going to ask this question. Can the Raiders make the playoffs right now? Right now, they're sitting at 4-5. They just come off a big win versus the New York Football Giants. Very, very good win. Sunday Night Football next week versus the Jets. Then you play the Miami Dolphins. And then you play the Chiefs, and then you play a Vikings team that was very much impressive with Josh Dobbs, right? They did win last night as well. Then you play the Chargers, Chiefs, Colts, and Broncos. And again, realistically, if the Raiders play out of their mind, they play some A football for the rest of the season moving forward, I could see a win over the Vikings. I could see a win over the Giants. The Chargers, and then the Colts and the Broncos, and that's only 4 wins. I don't see you beating the Jets. I don't see you beating the Dolphins. I don't see you beating the Chiefs twice. I just don't see it. So 4 wins more only gives you 8 wins, and that's still a losing season, and that's still out of the playoffs. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. Like the Raiders just have a tough end of the schedule. They actually had a pretty tough schedule all season long. I mean, the Bills, Steelers, and then they played the Packers, which was, they obviously beat the Packers, but they played the Lions. Their first half of the season was pretty favorable, but then second half is not very kind to them. Let's just be honest, it's not very kind. So we got my man Hoffy in the chat today as well. The Hoffy is the man, the myth, the legend behind the produce, as he decides to not want to join me anymore. Just kidding. Hoffy's not here. But Tim McWall says, on the Cowboys, Dak was the best player on the field. That loss is on Terrence Steele, the tackle. That loss is on Terrence Steele, the tackle. Hoffy, I'll get you added in a second here. So when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys here, when we talk about the freaking Dallas Cowboys, this game come down to literally a matter of inches. You cannot blame that loss on this is the play that did it. This is the bad call that did it. This. You have to point to the whole aspect here, right? The rookie tied and Scoopinator or something, Scoopin, I can't remember his name. Let's look at that touchdown that was not a touchdown. The touchdown that should have been a touchdown. The Eagles defender made a hell of a play. He stopped him literally 4 inches short. If he just would have picked his knee up and fell on his other knee just a little bit, he would have scored a touchdown, and it would have been a totally different game. That one play there, you can circle that play. You can circle when Dak put half of his foot on the white line going for that 2-point conversion. You can circle that play. You can circle the fact that there were several drops by Brandon Cooks. Or you can, how about this? Let's flash it back to, I don't know, what was the first quarter, first drive? The Dallas Cowboys stopped them to make it third and 5, and the referees put the ball 3 yards forward, made it a 3rd and 2, and they did the Philly push touch thing and first down. A 3rd and 5, they wouldn't have got that play if the referees would have spotted the ball right. So you cannot tell me, Tim, that the Dallas Cowboys one player cost them the my man. As you see that comment from Tim McWall, let's dissect this comment. Do you think Dak Prescott was the best player on the field for the Dallas Cowboys last night? Hoffy.
Can hear you now.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, dude. You didn't hear anything that I said, huh?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, Tim McWall
But
says
it's at least nice to see your beautiful face, instead of having to stare at Combs' face for an hour and a half.
right.
Show
So
just got a little
Tim
up better.
McWall says Dak Prescott was the best player on the field last night. Do you think Dak Prescott was the best player on the field?
I think Dak cost them the game potentially with his right foot. So no, I don't think he was the best player on that field last night. I mean, he nearly led them down the field to a game-winning drive, which maybe that would have made him the best player on the field. But if he just lowers the shoulder and takes on a little contact, which I think he would have had no problem getting into the end zone on that 2-point conversion, I think it's a different outcome. But no, I don't think that Dak Prescott was the best player on the field last night.
Oh, okay. So do you think Dak Prescott was the reason why they lost that game then?
Yeah, I also think that at the end of that game, he should have probably spiked the ball. Rather, I think it was the second to last play there. I think he should, you weren't going to run out of downs there. Spike the ball, regroup, get an actual play rather than just calling a schoolyard, play there where everyone's just kind of running how they want. But yeah, I think that clock management on both him and McCarthy, as well as him stepping out of bounds, is you can discuss that penalty by the center, but I really think it comes down to the foot as well as clock management. Could have made things a hell of a lot different.
Yeah, so let's go back to that very last play. As a coach myself, Hoffy, I was actually in this situation a couple weeks ago in our last game of the season, and we were driving down. So what do we do is I tell my quarterback, hey, call these 3 plays, okay? We're going to huddle. We're going to call these 3 plays. This is the first play that I want you to call. If we get X amount of yards, then do play 2. If we get X amount of yards for, or a incomplete pass, choose play 3. So with that being said, that is probably what the Cowboys did in that huddle, and everybody and their dog was expecting them to spike the ball. So we've seen it. What was it? Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers, right? The fake spike and the fade pass to I don't even remember the guy's name, but I mean, like, it is very nice to be able to get a quarterback or a team on their heels. And I feel that the Eagles were definitely on their heels at that particular time. So I don't think it was a bad play call, like as far as not spiking the ball. It was just a bad play call by him singling. I don't even remember who he was throwing to. And it wasn't even CeeDee Lamb. It was was it number 18? I think it was. I can't remember. Yeah.
In that instant, you got to go to CeeDee Lamb or you got to go to Cook.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to go to your best athlete on the field, 100%.
I'm sure that they did have a play called, like you said, call 3 plays or so. But it even seemed, yes, I definitely think that the Eagles were on their heels there. They didn't have a timeout, to call when they probably could have used the timeout themselves to just kind of regroup. Not on that exact play, but there were several points there where they probably could have just taken a timeout, reset, got their stuff together. but I felt even that the Cowboys on that play they just seemed a little lost, and just, I think a spike would have, helped them kind of just get composure there and,
Right.
and kind of reset.
Yeah, there are several knacks about some NFL coaches, right? Andy Reid has poor clock management, game-ending skills, right? Mike McCarthy is kind of in that same boat, and that is kind of where Kellen Moore was like his what's the word I'm looking for? It was like his crutch, right? Because Kellen Moore could be like, hey, calm down, yada yada yada. Let's put Zeke at center and then snap the ball. It'll be a perfect play. All jokes aside, but yeah, that is one of Mike McCarthy's MOs. Is he just has poor clock management, and just like Andy Reid. Beatrice Hall is in the chat. What's up, Beatrice? Hope you're having a fantastic day. She says the Cowboys hung tough. Nice way to say they lost again.
Not wrong.
True. I see Steve in the chat as well. It says Browns coming, Ravens plus. We'll be talking about the Browns and the Ravens coming up. There's a lot of chats that I missed here, guys. I definitely apologize. I'm not firing on all cylinders right now. I'm going to be 100% honest. But, guys, let's get into a little bit of way or no way of the day. So, guys, way or no way is very, very simple. It's simple that we put out a question, and I determine whether if I agree with it, way, or if I disagree with it, as in no way. So let's go ahead and get started with the way or no way. Sorry, guys. Coughing fits are happening right now, so let me get there a little bit of throat spray. Ugh, that's so gross. Hoff, have you ever used throat spray?
I have not.
Oh, it tastes like a horse's ass, but it works really, really well.
How do you know what horse's ass tastes like?
I'm from Kansas, so you try everything twice just to make sure it's not bad as you think it is. With that being said, the Ravens, guys, that's right, the Baltimore Ravens, they laid the smackdown on the Seattle Seahawks last night. 37-3. Yes. Lamar Jackson only had 187 yards passing. Guess what? That's two more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes on Sunday. But they did rush for 298 yards as a team. So we got to ask the question, way or no way, will the Ravens represent the AFC in the Super Bowl? Guys, when we look at the Baltimore Ravens right now, they are getting better in every aspect of the game. They are getting better on offense. They're getting better on defense. They're getting better, hell, in the coaching room. They're getting better just looking at them. Sorry about that. But with that being said, are they Super Bowl representatives for the AFC? Guys, this is a no way. This is a no way because right now, the Ravens have the stigma of falling apart in December and January. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens have that stigma of once it gets cold outside, they don't start playing very good football. So this is a no way because, yes, they are going to get home field advantage. Sure. They are clicking on all cylinders, playing some damn good football. But when you look at their schedule moving forward here, they do play the Browns. They do play the Bengals. Both teams are very, very hot. Play the Chargers, could get hot. The Rams are a wild card. Jaguars, wild card. 49ers, wild card. Dolphins probably will suck against the Ravens because because they suck against teams that were over 500 for whatever reason, and then they play the Steelers. They will be battle tested. They will be ready, but they will not be a Super Bowl caliber team. The Ravens, on paper, yes, they have a Super Bowl caliber team, but there is no way that they're going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this season. There are too many good teams in front of them. You have the Chiefs. You have the Dolphins. You have the Bengals, the Buffalo Bills. Hell, you even got the Patriots. Look out for them.
No.
But yes, no way. I don't think the Ravens are going to do any good this season in the Super Bowl. Hoffy, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, you said it best. On paper, they look pretty damn good. They got the number 2 defense, the number 6 offense. Right now, I guess you could say that they look like the team to beat, but we all know what happens in January. So I'm going to go with no. I have more faith in the Cincinnati Bengals representing the AFC North or even the AFC in the Super Bowl than I do the Baltimore Ravens.
So you're saying no way they're going to make it to the Super Bowl?
Correct. No way.
Okay.
If we're talking they're going to be in the AFC Championship, we can argue that.
Right.
But I just don't, like you said, there's some good teams. There's the Chiefs. I think the Bills will figure it out.
Right.
The Dolphins, I think they're going to make it in the playoffs, and they're probably going to struggle in the regular season. But I, for some odd reason, find them to they're going to get better as this season goes on with Jalen Ramsey coming back. They're going to get their got a lot of injuries. So yes, they've struggled against teams that are above 500, as have the Bills though. So I do have more. I don't think the Dolphins are making it too, but if it's the Dolphins and the Ravens in the AFC Championship, I'm still going with the Dolphins.
All right, guys, and this is the problem with the AFC right now, is that the Baltimore Ravens have one of the best teams that they have ever had, right? The Buffalo Bills have had one of the best teams that they have ever had. The Kansas City Chiefs, etc., right? The Jaguars, the Dolphins, it goes on and on and on. This is the problem, that all of these teams are so good right now that any other year, the Ravens would be runaway Super Bowl favorites. No question about it. My Miami Dolphins, runaway Super Bowl favorites. The Bengals, etc. It's just that they are so freaking loaded from top to bottom. I mean, like last year, we could probably put out maybe 5 teams that had a legitimate Super Bowl chance, right? This year, there are going to be teams that are not making the playoffs in the AFC that could possibly win the Super Bowl if you would just let them in, right? If you let them in on the NFC side and not let in 8 and 9 San Francisco, like there are a lot of really, really good teams in the AFC. So basically what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm not dogging the Ravens by saying that I don't think they'll represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I think they're a really, really good team. It's just I think there are a lot of good teams in the AFC right now, and ultimately that is the downfall or the Achilles heel for most of the NFL realm right now. But Hoffy, you know what, man? I am feeling it, brother. I am feeling it, and I got to end the show, man. Like, this coughing fit is killing me. Like, my sickness is coming back. I don't know what is wrong. I don't know if I got the flu or
30 minutes is better than no minutes.
Yeah. So
I'll take 30 minutes with Buck over 2 hours with Combs any day of the week.
Talking about
Heck,
baseball.
I'll take 30 minutes of Buck instead of 2 minutes with Combs.
Oh, love you, brother. But guys, sorry guys. We were going to talk about the Jalen Hurts. We're going to talk about Browns. We're going to talk about Josh Jobs. We'll carry that on all tomorrow. Maybe I just need one extra day. I don't know. But that's going to be it. Hoffy, send us out, big guy.
Man, our nation, rise up.